Good. Huh? We are live. Good afternoon, students. We are here to take the English lessons for you, first year. And like I said, yesterday we had done tenses. The table was Abhiniyara. Can I come? So yesterday we had done tenses and I had explained it in a table. If you follow the table, it is going to be very, very easy for you. But that doesn't mean that you just listen and leave it at that. Just like maths, application is also needed. You need to practice as much as you can for you to become perfect in grammar. Grammar is something that you do not by heart. There are rules for every grammar, though there are some exceptions, but most of the grammar you have to follow to the T. So start practicing, children, whether you're writing betterment or supplementary, doesn't matter, but whatever you do, make a good job of it. Don't think that it is supplementary, it is going to be easy, I needn't study. No, you have to put in equally hard work for supplementary. And betterment, children, you want to improve your mark, do better in it. Now coming back to, I thought we'll again go on to comprehension passages, because this is where you can score full marks, children. But there are 2-3 things that you need to remember. Comprehension, the word comprehension means comprehend. Comprehend is understanding. So please understand, when it carries 1 mark, it means it is 1 word, maximum 1 sentence. Sometimes the answer can be pretty lengthy, so cut it short, write it in your own words. And the other thing is, some students write a paragraph for an answer. I'm not saying that the answer is not there. The answer may be there in the first line itself, or it may be in the last line, or somewhere in the center. But basically, it means you have not comprehended the answer, and that is why you have written a lengthy answer. And this makes the examiner understand that you have not understood the answer. And there are chances that they may not give you a mark for it. And another thing is, there is a choice in comprehension. 6 questions are asked, you have to write only 4. Since your paper is very, very short. Short in the sense it's objective. Objective where you write just the answer. So when you're writing just the answer, make sure you're writing the correct question number. If the question number doesn't tally with your answer, you will not be given any mark. And there are some students who do not number their, not only some do not number their question and answers, and there are some who do not follow the procedure. They just write whatever, like if they're writing 1, 3, 5, they just write as 1, 2, 3. It's not like that. Unless you're writing the question, the full sentence, it is accepted however you number them. But if you're just writing the answer, the number should be correct. So keep this in mind. This is where you are losing marks. Yes. This is where you are losing marks. So children, please keep this in mind. Don't want you all say we rushed through it and that's how we made mistakes. No, that is not acceptable, especially for juniors, since 60% of your paper is That's just lame excuses. The children are very good at giving lame excuses. So be specific, number it properly, and try as far as possible to get full marks. Now, going on to the comprehension passage, let's see the first passage. When you are doing the comprehension, there are also many students who go first to the question and then they search for the answer in the passage. This is not right. You have to skim through the passage. I'm not asking you to read the paper in detail. Don't read the passage in detail, but you need to skim through the passage. Skimming and scanning is very important in comprehension. Skimming means read it fast, because here you're not learning it by heart, and scanning is picking out the important questions. So these two play a very important, so pay attention, read the passage quickly. If you read, you can answer the questions correctly. Complementing comprehension. Comprehension is a very comprehensive concept. It covers many aspects. Knowing the mere meaning of the text is but a small part of comprehension. Comprehension includes decoding the meaning, relating it to what one knows, C, thinking about it appropriately, D, responding positively, E, applying it to real life, and last, remembering it and retrieving it when needed. In that inclusive sense, comprehension forms the very base of any learning. Languages, humanities, science, and most importantly, life's lessons. Treating comprehension as an examination-linked task is to limit your own progress. Enlightenment, enrichment, and enjoyment go hand in hand, so one steadily progresses in acquiring comprehension skills. So this was the passage. Remember, children, be very specific, precise in your answers. Why is comprehension considered comprehensive? Because it covers many aspects. And you don't have to write from the question itself. Comprehension is considered comprehensive. You don't have to write. Just number it properly and write the correct answer. It covers many aspects. What is meant by comprehension? I told you, understanding the text is comprehension. Comprehend, understanding. Knowing the mere meaning of the text is only a small part of comprehension. Write down two important aspects of true comprehension. Here they are 5. Decoding the meaning, relating it to what one knows, thinking about it appropriately, responding positively, applying it to real life, and lastly, remembering and retrieving it. Out of the 6, you can write any 2. You needn't write all the 6. Write down 2 important aspects of true. Oh, just now we did. What is at the very base of any learning? Comprehension forms the very base of any learning, be it languages, humanities, science, and also most importantly, life's lesson. According to the passage, what is the most important subject to learn? See, he says most importantly. life's lessons. So, what is comprehension in the opinion of some persons that hampers? Do you know the meaning of hampers? Which restricts you, which spoils one's progress in learning. That is to think it as an examination linked task. This limits your own progress. What is the result of steady progress in one's comprehension skills? Enlightenment, enrichment, and enjoyment. These three results in your steady progress. Write the expression used in the passage to mean together in coordination. Go hand in hand. That is meaning together or in coordination. So, see children, some are direct questions, very easy for you to understand and write. Only the second question, what is meant by comprehension, is not a direct question. When it is a direct question, it is very easy for you to check the passage and get the answer. Now, going on to the next. Opportunities unlimited. I noticed the method applied to about 6 of the wealthiest men in England in a book of interviews published by an able and well-known journalist. This is a single sentence with 26 words. It is taken from, here from there is an error. G.K. Chesterton's The Worship of the Wealthy. So, this is a passage from The Worship of the Wealthy, whom a narrator is speaking. Who does the word I refer to? Here before, I want to tell you, I think I have explained this in my previous lesson. There is an error in your study material, children. Here the I is not G.K. Chesterton, but the narrator. He is talking about G.K. Chesterton. Color, okay. Oh, it's black, no? Okay. Okay, children, what I want to tell you is check your study material. There is an error where the word I in the study material is given as G.K. Chesterton. This is wrong. It is the narrator. Who is I in this? It is the narrator who is talking about G.K. Chesterton's book of interviews. So keep that in mind. It is not G.K. Chesterton, but a narrator. What did the narrator notice? He noticed a method applied to about 6 of the wealthiest men in England. Where did the narrator notice it? In a book of interviews. He noticed it in the book of interviews. Then, where did to whom was that method applied? It was applied to the 6 of the wealthiest men in England. Then, which is the book mentioned here? The book is The Worship of the Wealthy. Who published that book? That is G.K. Chesterton. Who published it? And when you write, children, please make note of it. It is only G.K. Chesterton. You are not supposed to write apostrophe S. To signify his book, The Worship of the Wealthy, the S is there to show possession. But when you write his name as G.K. Chesterton. What is the specialty of that publisher? It was that there is a single sentence with 26 words. That's his specialty. He wrote it in a single sentence with 26 words. What kind of people find place in the passage? The 6 of the wealthiest men. Write the synonym of popular over here, well-known. Don't write famous. Always write what is there in the passage. Here, famous is not written, but well-known. Then write the other form of the word able, capable, then can we also call a reporter a journalist? Like I said, actually, there is a very slight difference between a journalist and a reporter. Reporter just collects the facts and gives it. Journalist also writes it. There is very small difference. You can say, yes, it's not wrong. Now, can you write 2 or more such words used in the field of journalist? Start with reporter, columnist, correspondent, press. All this can be given. They have asked for 2 or more. So 3 is enough, children. You needn't write more than that. Okay? I hope you have understood. Like I said, don't go by all what is written in material. Sometimes there are mistakes in the material. When you have such doubt, go understand or ask someone much wiser than you to find out whether what is written is apt or not. Like I've told you, in this passage, the clear-cut mistake is there in the study materials, that who does the word I refer to? It is G.K. Chesterton. It is not Chesterton, but narrator. Here you come. Who published that book? Then you can say it is G.K. Chesterton. Now going on to the next, third passage, Golden Telangana Shining. Innovation in irrigation, Kaleshwaram. Kaleshwaram, the brainchild of Sri K. Chandrasekhar Rao, is considered the world's largest multi-purpose, multi-stage lift irrigation project. The other 2 such projects in the world, one in USA, Colorado, and the other in Egypt, Great Man-Made River, took 3 decades for their completion. But Kaleshwaram Lift Irrigation Project, otherwise CLIP, was inaugurated in just 3 years on 21st June 2019 after starting work on it in 2016. With 3 barrages, 20 lifts, and 20 reservoirs, it aims at lifting water to 500 meters high and carrying it to over 500 kilometers, spanning 13 districts with a canal network crossing 1,800 kilometers. Built on the Godavari at Kaleshwaram, in Jaishankar Bhupali district. The project mainly aims to use the till now unused Pranahita waters near its confluence with the Godavari. The project presently lifts 2,000 million cubic feet water per day. Plans are afoot to increase the capacity to 3,000 million cubic feet a day. It aims at irrigating 13.7 lakh acres besides meeting drinking water needs of Hyderabad and other villages, developing water transport and promoting fisheries and tourism. Why is Kaleshwaram called a multi-purpose project? Multi-purpose, doing several work. What are this? It aims at irrigating, meeting the drinking water needs. You can mention of Hyderabad and other villages, or just meeting the drinking water needs, developing water transport and promoting fisheries and tourism. Like I said, your answer should be very apt. Don't copy everything from the book. Like you can leave out 37 lakh acres besides and of Hyderabad and other villages. What is its purpose? It helps in irrigation. It helps in providing drinking water, water transport, fisheries, and tourism. That is your answer. So please stick to that itself, children. Support the statement that CLIP is a multi-stage project. With 3 barrages, 20 lifts, and 20 reservoirs. That's why we say it's a multi-stage project. Just imagine, there are 3 barrages, there are 20 lifts, and 20 reservoirs. That's why it's a multi-stage project. What is the difference between CLIP and the other such projects? There are 2 more projects. One is in USA, Colorado, the other in Egypt, Great Man-Made River. What is the difference? It took 3 decades for their completion, while this took only in just 3 years. Write it in your own words. The other 2 such projects took 3 decades to be completed, while KLIP took just 3 years to complete it. Name the river that provides water to Godavari. I've noticed many children are writing Godavari. It is wrong. It is not Godavari, but Pranahita. You can add near its confluence with the Godavari, but just giving Godavari as an answer is wrong. So please check if that answer matches with what is written in your material. It is using up the Pranahita waters near its confluence with the Godavari, not just Godavari. To what height is the water lifted from the beginning to the ending? It lifts water to 500 meters and 500 kilometers. That both should be lifted from the beginning to the final point. Many children are just writing 500 meters. That's the height that it lifts, but it is going almost till 500 kilometers. So both these answers should be marked. Don't give incomplete answers, because in objective, it is either right or wrong. We do not give half marks. So when you write the half answer, you never know whether the examiner is going to give you 1 mark or completely mark it as wrong. Because very clearly he says, to what height is the water lifted from the beginning to the final point. So the beginning, it is lifted to 500 meters height and 500 kilometers. Next, what is the irrigation potential of clip in areas? It 37 lakh acres. 37 lakh acres. Expand TMC. It's clearly given in the brackets. Thousands million cubic feet. Don't write thousands, just write 1,000 million cubic feet. You have 2 classes. Okay, ma'am. Only thing, if something goes wrong, I'm scared. There's still 35 minutes. They must have gone for lunch. Okay, boom. Give the location of clip. Bye. Where is it? It is at Kaleshwaram in Jaishankar Bhupali district. Location, that's it. Kaleshwaram in Jaishankar Bhupali district. So with this, we finish the answer, children. I hope you have understood. There are some mistakes in the study material, like one is 2 things. One is, what is the river? Name the river that provides water to clip. Please check. If it says Godavari, please make it as Pranahita. That is the actual. You can mention Godavari if you write this whole sentence, but just don't write Godavari. And second thing, like I said, to what height is water lifted from the beginning to this, you have to mention lifted to 500 meters height and carrying it over 500 kilometers. You needn't mention spanning 13 districts and all that, but just that it is lifted to 500 meters height and carrying it over 500 kilometers. So children, when you read also, you should be sure your answer is right. Now coming to the next, loving warriors. Love is gravity, for it makes some attached to others, including animals. Pradeep Nair and Santoshi made for each other. Sorry, this is not more, but it is made. Made for each other, Hyderabad couple belong to that rarest category attached to others. These heroes of Hyderabad have so far rescued 70,000 distressed animals. They foster disabled animals too. The word foster, you should know what it is. Why is it different? Adopted, and the difference between adopted and foster. You come across the word foster in the Green Champion, Timaka, where they have a foster son, Umesh. So you should know the difference between adopted and foster. I'll get back to that. They foster disabled animals too. Initiated indirectly into this mission by their parents, they started their love saga 14 years ago. With registration in 2019, the 25 plus active skilled team is now officially Animal Warriors Conservation Society. They coordinate with other NGOs, fire, forest, and zoo officials in wildlife conservation and activities like lake cleaning and Manza cleaning. Despite resources crunch, what is the meaning of crunch? Whenever you come across a difficult word, child, you should find out the meaning of that particular word. Otherwise, you would not understand. Crunch, not having enough resources, finding it a difficulty. They go ahead with their mission. Sensitive souls, intelligent minds, and skilled hands are their invaluable resources. Their determined will has moved our IT Minister K.T. Ramarao into the rarest gesture of extending a fund of rupees 10 lakh. Crying Wildlife appeals to all to strengthen their caring hands by sharing their mission of animal protection, wildlife conservation, and awareness promotion. So now coming to this, the difference between adopted and foster. Adopted, you must have heard about people, they say, this is my adopted child, or they say, we are fostering so and so. There is a slight difference. Adopted, when you don't have children of your own, you go to a adoption center and adopt a child. You take the child legally. Your name is given to the child. Legal papers are signed and the child becomes your own. Your name is passed on to the child. Foster. When, say, suppose a servant maid is working in your house, she cannot single parent. So you help the child, you foster, you look after the child in every way, educating the child, making him a responsible student, getting her a job, everything. But you don't give your name legally to that person. That is foster. So you should remember all this, children. There's a slight difference between adopted child and a foster child. Okay? Now coming to crunch. Crunch is difficulty. Over here, resources, despite resources crunch, they did not have lots of funds or money, but yet they went ahead with the mission. Okay? Now coming to the question and answers, when we read about Pradeep Nair and Santoshi, we think of the great saying, love is gravity. What is gravity? That pulls you to you. Isn't it? Gravity pulls any thing that is thrown into the air to the ground. It pulls you. Okay? Love is gravity. You become close to each other. Explain in a sentence how. It makes some attached to others. You can also mention including animals. No harm, because it will still come to one line. Who promoted them to love animals? Indirectly, it was indirectly by their parents. Their parents also were there, but not directly. They did not ask them directly, but seeing them, they also started. Who did they coordinate with in the wildlife conservation? The NGOs, fire, forest, and zoo officials. These are the people. Remember, children, write the number correctly and write the correct this. And however, here they are 8. Usually they ask you 6. Please write all. It hardly takes you a minute. Since you already read the passage, it is just a matter of a minute that you can complete the 2 extra questions that are asked. Suppose you don't write and unfortunately one answer is wrong. You tend to lose a mark, especially the betterment students, wherever they, other than your annotations and question and answers. I'm not asking about that, but in section B and C, please write all the answers. Even though choice is given, it's always better to attempt. Like I said, unfortunately, if it's a wrong answer that you are given, you unnecessarily lose a mark. Name the organization that got an official status in 2019. It is Animal Warriors Conservation Society. That's the name they got. What moved the IT minister to show the rarest gesture? It was their determined will. Okay. So when he saw their determined will, he gave a fund of rupees 10 lakh. So sometimes your determination pays off. What is the appeal of crying wildlife? Crying wildlife appeals to all to strengthen their caring hands by sharing their mission of animal protection, wildlife conservation, and awareness promotion. The whole thing. It appeals, you can start from, but whatever it is, those 2 words hardly, it appeals to all to strengthen their caring hands by sharing their mission of animal protection, wildlife conservation, and awareness promotion. Now coming to the last, pick out the synonym. Synonym, what is synonym and what is antonym? Similar meaning. Synonym means similar meaning. And antonym means opposite. And when I told you give or pick means you have to pick from the passage. Synonym of preservation, conservation, conservation. Anywhere else? Conservation. So understood, children, all are direct, very easy, complete the passage in no time. So please, children, do not leave out anything. Now coming to the 5th one, Swachh Buddy, Clean Telangana, second only to one. The second Swachh Buddy, the first one in India being in Bengaluru, was recently inaugurated by the Finance Minister T. Harish Rao in Siddipeta. Here the faculty will teach you how to collect garbage, separate, dry, wet, and harmful garbage. Take care of public health, avoid plastic, and produce compost. From, again over here, from is wrong. Garbage at homes. Dr. Prashanti from Bangalore will supervise the activities at this learning center. Children or elders, anyone can enroll here for the course. Focusing on educating school children, Dwarka, the development of women and children in rural areas, women and leaders. Teaching here is carried on in digital form, actual demos, and PowerPoint presentations. Compost generated here can be used as manure. Spreading the concept all around is the need of this hour. So, where does the first Swachh Body in India function? It is in Bangalore. Swachh Body in Siddipeta is the first of that kind in Telangana. True or false? I don't know whether it is marked false in your study material. Check, children. It is true. Why? It says very clearly Telangana. Bangalore is not in Telangana. So first was in Bangalore, but first in Telangana was at Siddipeta. So the answer is true. Name 3 types of garbage mentioned here in the passage. What are the 3 garbage? Dry, wet, and harmful garbage. Dry, wet, and harmful garbage. Who looks after the functioning of this school? It is Dr. Prashanti from Bangalore. Who can join this? Anyone, children or elders, anyone can enroll here. Mention the 3 teaching methods used here. 3 methods: digital form, actual demos, and PowerPoint presentations. How can compost produced here? What are compost? All the waste material. We have the habit of peeling vegetables and throwing it away. If you dig this and this, that is known as compost, and from that it can be used as manure. In villages, in cities we don't find it, but mostly in villages you find it. Okay, compost generated, that can be used as a manure. So how can the compost produced here be used? It can be used as manure. Is it enough for Telangana to have this one school? No. First write no and then mention. Support your answer with a sentence from the, how can you? Spreading the concept all around is the need of the hour. There is a need of spreading this concept. So that is why first write no and then continue writing that answer. Understood, children? Initiative and inch. Inspiration in tongues. An author of initiative can ignite inspiration in tongues, capable of moving mountains at a rapid pace. Sounds incredible. What's the meaning of incredible? It means unbelievable. See it happen in our golden Telangana right now. Miracles become common when the initiative comes from a man with integrity, good intentions, and unconditional love for others. Other worth emulating traits of his sterling personality are simple living and high thinking, love for truth, discipline, practicing before preaching. What is practicing before preaching? Preach. We tell several things. Like I gave you the example once. We parents always say, tell truth. You should be honest. Never tell lies. Telling lies is very bad. But the same thing throughout childhood we have been inculcated with the parents telling or the teachers telling, be honest, be truthful, never tell lies. But once your father wants to avoid meeting us, gentlemen. He wants to avoid, and he tells you, when that gentleman comes, tell the gentleman, I'm not at home. What you are preaching, you're not practicing. And the child will get confused when two contradictory statements are shown. Yeah, at one place, your father saying, be honest, tell the truth. And in one, he's telling you, when the person comes, tell him, I'm not at home. So what it means is you have to practice what you say, what you preach. Democratic to the core till to the center, and working for common cause. His quest for truth, search for truth, is visible in his 40-year-old Satavan Shahana Mandali. His belief that individual progress and social progress are inseparable, cannot be separated. Inseparable, cannot be separated, has prompted him to work for the development of a model town involving hundreds of committed persons from all walks of life, including spiritual areas. You know what spiritual areas are? Where holy, where you have immense belief in God. He is Surender Babu Putta, 71, and the fortunate town witnessing his impact is Kodada, the gateway of Telangana. His very lifestyle offers innumerable lessons on integrated personality development to the interested. Think, think, think. This is his mantra. Mantra, always saying the same thing. Here he always say, think, 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 think. Like the in proverb is there, try, try, and try again. Because there are times when you try, you fail. I gave you the example of King Bruce. King Bruce of Scotland once lost his country. He was a king of Scotland, and enemies conquered his land. And the feeling that he will be prisoned, he ran away. And Scotland is full of hills, caves, and everything. So he ran off into the hills and hid himself in a cave. There he happened to see a small spider trying to weave a web. You know, this spider, it jumps from one end to the other end and weaves a web. So the spider climbed up, then it jumped onto the next but before it could touch, it fell down. So, but it didn't give up. It went up again it tried, again it fell. It continued several times. Several times he tried to connect himself to the next wall, but kept on falling. Now, King Bruce was lying down in the cave, and he became fascinated watching the little spider climbing its way and trying to weave a web by jumping onto the next wall. But finally, the spider succeeded. It was able to catch hold of the other wall, and then it started weaving its web. Seeing this, immediately, King Bruce was, encouraged. He gathered all his army officers who had disappeared into the hills, and then fought and got back his kingdom. And that is why we say try, try, and try again. Here he says think, think. Because when you think, you come up with initiative. They are there in abundance. All you need to use is to think, be creative, and come up with some inspiration. So how is the value of initiative highlighted in the passage? It says, an oiter of initiative can ignite inspiration in tongues. If you want, you can also mention capable of moving mountains at a rapid pace. That much difference it can make with the use of inspiration. Does the initiative from any kind of person have the same impact? No. Just like all fingers are not alike, no two person is alike. So does the initiative from any kind of person have the same impact? It is no. The initiative from what kind of persons can make miracles? You know what miracles are? Something so unbelievable that you think it's a miracle that God has sent it. The order of the day, that is a man with integrity, good intentions, and unconditional love for others. Only such a person can bring about miracles. Name 3 traits of the lead character's personality. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 are there. You needn't mention all the 6. Any 3 traits. Simple living and high thinking, love for truth, discipline, practicing before preaching, democratic to the core, working for the common cause. So best is to write the first 3 or any till 4, it's all right. Any 3. Is it usual to have all such positive traits in persons around us? Again, it is no. Because it's not usual to have all, every person has some strength, but they also have weaknesses. So all good qualities you cannot find in a single person. What is the objective of the 40-year-old organization mentioned in the passage? What is its objective? His quest for truth. It is his quest for truth. Name the person impacting and the place being impacted. The person is Surender Babu Putta, and the place is Kodada, the gateway of Telangana. So who's that person? It is Surender Babu Putta, who is 71 years old, and the town is Kodada, the gateway of Telangana. What kind of lessons can we learn from his way of living? Innumerable lessons on integrated personality development to the interested. So his very lifestyle offers innumerable. What does innumerable mean? Uncountable. There are innumerable lessons that you can understand from integrated personality development of Surender Babu Putta, who is 71 years old. So with this, we have come to the end of comprehension passages. So I hope you have understood, children. And like I told, there are some mistakes in the study material that I have noticed. Just because it is there in the study material doesn't mean the answer is completely right. We are human beings. To err is human. You know the meaning of to err is human. Err means making mistakes. Every person make mistakes. Okay, it is usual to find children making more mistakes than elders because elders by then have already experienced the repercussions. So they are very wary of making mistakes. But that doesn't mean elders cannot make mistakes. They also, we are human beings, we make lot of mistakes, but that doesn't stop us. It is through mistakes that you learn lessons, you improve yourself. And if you repeat the same mistake, then you are a hopeless case. A fool only repeats the same mistake. So correct yourself and learn and take it in the positive sense. So what I want to say is in comprehension, in the study material, there are some answers given wrong. So if you have listened to my comprehension passages, go through it, understand it thoroughly, and see that you don't follow the same mistakes and improve yourself. So with this, we have done 6 comprehension. There are many more, but then it's difficult for me to explain each and everything. So try, understand, and continue. If you have any doubt, ask someone. If you're meeting your teacher, it's better to clarify with her. Otherwise, have a nice day.